Welcome to day 2 of your yoga practice. Today we're going to start seated, and then we're going to move on to our hands and knees for cat-cows and downward facing dog and child's pose. And then we'll be lying down on our bellies to do cobra, sphinx pose, and upward facing dog. Today I want to show you the chimes I normally use in yoga class. They sound like this. This lets you know that class is beginning and that relaxation is over. So if you fall asleep in relaxation, it's okay. Hopefully the chimes will wake you up at the end of class. So let's get started. As always, you want to be comfortable. So if sitting in a crisscross seated position like this is uncomfortable on the floor, you're welcome, at least for the beginning of the video, to sit in a chair. You don't want to sit in a very smooshy chair, maybe a hard chair like in your kitchen. Another thing that you can do is raise the sit bones a little bit by using a blanket. So you can take a blanket and sit on the edge of it. And if that doesn't raise your hips higher than your knees, then maybe flip your blanket one more time so we can get the hip bone a little bit higher than the knees. The opposite, or the wrong way, would be sitting like this. My back is hunched, my knees are definitely higher than my hips. So we want to correct that. Sitting on a blanket also elongates the spine, and for many people it's just so much more comfortable than sitting on the hard floor. So get yourself comfortable. Okay, you ready? Whether you're in a chair or the floor or the blanket. Take a moment to relax your shoulders. And you're welcome to close your eyes. And notice if you're holding tension in your face. Maybe relax the jaw joints by separating the upper and lower teeth. Check in around your forehead, bridge of your nose, the space between your eyebrows, and see if you can relax this area a little bit more. Now, just notice that you are breathing without changing your breath. Just notice maybe the air flowing in the base of your nostrils. So if you breathe deep enough, slow enough, you'll be able to feel the air enter at the base of your nostrils. That air may feel a little bit warmer as it leaves the base of your nostrils. So just notice the temperature of the air entering and leaving. Again, you're breathing deeper than you normally do, slower than you normally do. And we'll take about 3 more breaths. Okay. We're going to start moving the shoulders. So please bring both shoulders up towards your ears. Take both shoulders back and then way down towards your hips and then towards me, toward forward. Okay, let's go up to the ears. Back, down, forward, up to your ears. Back, down, and forward. Keep going. Do you hear any sounds or feel sensations in the shoulders or between your shoulder blades? You can even reverse these rolls. You can be creative and do one shoulder at a time. Okay, I want you to make it your own, and we'll go about 30 more seconds. Okay, last roll. Relaxing the shoulders. Relax your arms and hands. But take your chin down towards your chest. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. You're going to do a half a head roll, rolling the right ear towards the right shoulder. You can even take your head back just a little bit, like about an inch or two. And then rolling the chin towards the chest. Let's just do the other side. Chin towards chest. Repeat on each side. From here, make it your own. An example would be that you can go all the way around. Or maybe with the head at center, you can just drop your right ear towards your right shoulder on each side. You can even use your hands. You can squeeze the top of the shoulders, the nape of the neck, as you roll the head to create circulation, to create blood flow. Keep going. Make it your own. Okay. Last breath or two. Eventually you're going to start releasing the hands if you're using the hands. And you're going to lift the head to center. Okay, let's bring both arms overhead. I would like for you to interlace your fingers and then rotate the palms to the ceiling. Push the palms up. Push the ceiling away. Really stretch the side body. And we're going to kind of dip over to your right. Up to center and dip over to the left. Up to center. Please repeat on each side. And the next time you come to center, we're going to release the hands and start to twist to your right. And your arms are going to float down so that one hand is on the knee or thigh, and the opposite hand is behind you on your mat. From there, start to turn toward the back shoulder. We have one more breath, so stay where you are. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. And we're going to start to move back to center. So you're going to reach both arms out into T, rotate to center, bring the arms overhead, and then float over to the other side. Arms in T, down go the hands. Head starts to turn towards the back wall or the back of your chair. If you're in a chair, your feet are on the mat or on the floor, and your hand is on your thigh. Good, and we're just going to float up to center. Okay, if you are in a chair, you're going to need to come to the floor. Okay, and if you're seated, I want you to bring your legs out in front. So we're all going to sit with facing me. I'm turning to the side so you can see me. I just want you to sit with your knees bent. And we're going to do what's called a rhomboid stretch. There are some muscles located right between your shoulder blades, and they can get very, 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 very tight. And this little stretch helps alleviate or stretch out that area. So this is not a yoga pose. This is just a stretch that I kind of figured out a few years ago. Okay, right hand goes to the floor. Right foot towards the camera here, towards your screen. And you're going to take your left hand and cross it over and hold on to the pinky toe side of your foot. You got that? Okay. Now, you're going to push the foot towards the front, forward. Again, I'm going to turn. And at the same time you're pushing that foot, you're pulling with your hand. So you're creating some resistance. The knee normally stays bent. And if you still don't feel a stretch, there's a few things you can do. You can lower your heel almost to the floor. You can take your chin towards your collarbone. You can also open the leg outward. So abduction away from the body. Couple more breaths. Okay, let's start to release. It might feel good to do one of those shoulder rolls. Okay, and we'll do the other side. Left hand to the mat or floor, left foot towards the screen. Right hand wraps around pinky toe side. Push, pull. Make it your own. Couple more breaths. I was so happy when I figured out this stretch. I hold a lot of tension between my shoulder blades. Okay, we're going to release and stretch both legs long towards the screen. I'm going to turn both legs long And you're going to reach both arms overhead. Reach, 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 reach. Reach towards the screen, down towards your legs. It doesn't matter if your hands touch your thighs, your shins, your feet, doesn't matter. What's more important is that your shoulders relax. So you don't want your shoulders up to your ears. I'm doing it the wrong way. Drop them. Hands are on the legs. No floating hands. That's it. Make sure your kneecaps are rotated up so that your toes are pointed upwards. And maybe you're able to slide towards your feet just a little bit more. Try to relax the best you can into this posture. We have about 3 more breaths. To come out of this, you're just going to walk your hands up your legs towards your body, but be sure the kneecaps are pointed up, toes are pointed to the ceiling, and then we're going to lean backwards. Okay? So your hands, I'm going to turn again so you can see me. Your hands go to the floor, and the palms are down, and the fingertips will be facing your body. You can stay like this, or you can drop your head, but be careful. Maybe look at the ceiling first, maybe lift the chest a little bit more, maybe drop the head. Now, I can't feel your neck, so you have to do what feels right for you, not what you think looks right. How does it feel? Okay. Last breath. Don't lead with your head to come out. Instead, draw the navel towards the spine, hunch the shoulders, push off with the hands, reach up, and we're just going to repeat this. Swan dive forward. Hands to legs. Drop your shoulders. Maybe close your eyes. You're breathing slower than you normally do and deeper than you normally do. Last breath. In your own timing, you're going to start to roll yourself up. Reach behind you. Sun worshiper pose. It's like you're on the beach and you want to get some more sun on your throat or on your face. Remember, don't lead with the head. Start with your belly button. Draw the navel in, kind of hunch the shoulders, push off with your hands, and we're going to twist. So you're going to put one ankle, let's do the right ankle. Right ankle will go over the left. Right ankle goes on top. And you're going to twist to your right. Try not to collapse the back. Do your best to stay tall. You can even use the back hand to kind of gently press the floor away. And that little movement may elongate your spine. Are you holding tension in your shoulders? Excuse me. Are you holding tension in your face? Last breath. Okay, I'm going to start to rotate out. And just repeat on the other side. So uncross, and then the left ankle goes on top. Twist to your left. Last breath. And when you're ready, start to rotate back to center. And we're going to come up to our hands and knees. Now, this is another place that you can use the blanket if you have any knee injuries, or it's just knees on hard floor. It's a little more comfortable if you use a blanket. Now in this case, you don't want your blanket too high. You want to open it up, make a little cushion. Okay, the very first thing we're going to do is downward facing dog. So you want to separate your hands the width of your shoulders. Can you see my hands okay? Yes. Okay. And then you want to spread your fingers wide. And the middle finger is facing forward. So no outward rotation of your hands. Now look down between your knees, and your knees should be separated. I'm going to move all this extra cloth. The knees should be separated hip width distance apart. So your knees are not together. And before we start, I want you to just watch me. I'm going to tuck my toes under, lift my knees off the mat, and pitch my weight backwards toward my heels. I'm taking my belly toward my thighs. If I were to stay forward over my wrists, that would be very uncomfortable for my shoulders and my wrists. Don't worry about it too much. We're only on day 2. So just do the best you can. This is a big hamstring stretch. So here we go. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, pitch your weight maybe back a little. And let's just take 2 more breaths. From here, we're going to move to child's pose. So you're going to bring your knees down, untuck your toes, and lean backward toward your heels. Maybe your bum touches your heels, maybe it doesn't, no big deal. Okay. You can keep your arms overhead, or you can bring your arms down to your sides. But if your head floats, or you just want to be more comfortable, you can crisscross your arms and place your forehead on your forearms. So go ahead and experiment with that. Try arms overhead. Maybe try arms down to your sides. Again, I can't feel your body, so you're going to have to experiment and find out what works. And we'll take about 3 more breaths. You can keep experimenting or rest. And we're just going to repeat this. So we're going to move into downward facing dog. So come up to your hands and knees. Remember, wrists are under shoulders. Fingers are spread. Look down between the knees. Tuck your toes. Lift up. And this time we're going to walk the dog. So that means we're going to bend one knee a lot and then straighten it and switch. Bend the other knee, straighten and switch. You can continue in this pattern, or you can bend both knees a lot and straighten both legs. Okay, last breath. And anytime you're ready, child's pose. You can even separate the knees a little bit here. And let your belly come down between your thighs. We're going to be here for about a half a minute, so make yourself as comfortable as you can. Last breath or two here. Okay, and one more time, we're going to move on to the hands and knees. We're going to do what's called cat-cow. These feel very good for the back. It works the entire vertebrae from your tailbone to your skull. So all you're going to do is start to arch up like a cat. So you tuck your tailbone downward towards the floor. Navel towards spine. Gently press the floor away, drawing the chin towards the chest. And then reverse. Start with your tailbone. Drop the belly down. Chest lowers towards the mat. And the chin lifts. Okay, just repeat. Tailbone. Navel towards spine. Arch up like a cat, chin towards chest. And now you're going to make this a fluid movement. Going back and forth at your own pace. Okay. We're going to start moving down to the belly. So when you're ready, you're going to lie down. Again, this is a nice place to have a blanket. The blanket offers some support to your hip bones and pubic bone. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is bring your thighs together. I'm going to scooch up a little bit. I want to make sure my feet is in the video. Okay, thighs are together and your kneecaps are pointed down. So take a look at my feet. The tops of my feet are on the floor. Now this can be very uncomfortable for some students. So if that's uncomfortable, you can tuck your toes under. All right, in cobra pose, the hands are under the shoulders and the elbows are back towards your feet. So you may want to keep watching me before you try it. Hands under shoulders, and again, the fingers are spread, middle finger forward. Elbows are back. You're going to start with your again, just watch me. You're going to start with your forehead on the mat. And then you're going to lift up. You're not pressing the floor away. I'm going to turn to face you while you get ready. Go ahead and place your hands under your shoulders. Elbows bent. Forehead to the mat. I don't have enough room. I'm going to go back this way. There we go. Lift up your head, your chest, but make sure your feet stay on the floor. You're not pressing the floor away, so you can try lifting up your hands for just a second. And then lower down. Let's take a little break. Cobra is a back strengthener. It's very safe to do. In fact, they use this in physical therapy to help you create strength in your lower back. It's an isometric move. So you're using the strength of your own body to lift up. You're not pressing the floor away. Let's try it one more time. Thighs together. Kneecaps down. Tops of the feet on the mat. Hands under shoulders. Elbows are close. Go ahead and roll your shoulders down and back. And then it really helps if you firm up your thighs and draw your navel slightly in as you lift the head and chest. Let's stay up here for one more breath. And exhale down. Moving into Sphinx pose. Now look at your hands. You're going to place your elbow where your hand is. Let me scooch over so you can see me. Look at your hand. Elbow goes where hand. So elbow under shoulder. Elbow under shoulder. Palms down. Middle finger towards the camera, towards the screen. Thighs together, kneecaps down. Lift the chest slightly, looking forward. So looking toward me. Actually, I don't know if you're forward towards me. Looking forward for 3 more breaths. Okay, now I want to remind you, I cannot feel your back. Please be careful and do what's right for you today. Keep your hands where they are, and if you want to try this, you can lift your elbows up. Make sure there's space between your shoulders and ears. So this would be wrong, this would be right. And down. Okay, we're going to move into upward facing dog. Again, this is a little bit, it can be a little bit much for the lower back. Not good if you have herniated discs. So you can repeat Cobra or Sphinx pose, or if you want to try a stretch for the front of the body, upward facing dog. So the hands go under the shoulders. Elbows straighten. Do you have it? Good. And again, watch the shoulders. They're down and away from your ears, looking straight ahead. Okay, we're going to lower down. And we're all going to rest. So you can place your arms down to your sides, or you can crisscross your arms under your forehead. And now you can separate your legs. Now, as you rest, I want you to breathe deeper than you normally do. You're going to inhale and expand your belly against the floor. You may be able to feel the lower back rise when you inhale and relax when you exhale. This slow, deep breathing into the belly massages the muscles you just used in your lower back. And then natural breath will follow. We're going to finish with diagonal child's pose. So just slide the hands under your shoulders, coming up to your hands and knees. And you're going to walk your hands over to the right. But you'll sit down toward the left heel, or at least in that direction. Forehead moves toward the mat. And there's no need to open the eyes. You just lift yourself up. We're going to do the other side. Walk your hands over. Sitting down towards the opposite heel. Start to lift yourself up, to sit down on the blanket, the mat, or the chair. So no matter where you are, I invite you to close your eyes. And just imagine you have a big, bright light hovering above the crown of your head. This light is very bright and clear and filled with the most rejuvenating, healing powers you could possibly imagine. And just imagine that this light moves through the crown of your head. It flows down in through your brain. And it swirls around inside of your brain, cleansing, releasing. Imagine that light now flowing down the throat and neck. You can even give your light a color. It moves like mist or water, however you picture it. Flow your light down into your lungs, your chest. It's healing, rejuvenating the lungs. Keep flowing your light downward into the rib cage. Healing, rejuvenating the liver, gallbladder, spleen, everything located in the ribs. Your color, your light flows down, lower back and belly, charging you with vitality and strength. And then you can spread your light through your limbs, down through both legs, and out both arms, or through your arms. Until your whole body becomes illuminated with your light. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed. If you're lying down, you can log roll over to your side. And press yourself up now so that we're all seated. I want to ask all of you to place the palms of your hands together. And bowing forward to close your practice for today. Namaste. I thank you very, very much. Bye.